Alright, I need to use some scrap wood that I've got lying around from recent projects. But I thought instead of making everything which would have a practical use, to make some which maybe is a bit artsy.
That's fancy. That's fancy.
Or decorative. The first one is going to have a practical use because it's going to be a belt holder. So let's get on with it. So this is the belt which I'm going to be using. It's one that I wear with shorts, which in the UK is just roughly about 2 weeks in a year when we'll have nice weather. So what I've got to do is select maybe the most appropriate bit of scrap wood. I'm kind of looking at this, which is Padauk, and see there, it's just a bit narrower than the belt, which I think will work for the plan. And now with an angle finder, I'm just going to eyeball a rough angle that's going to go down this way. Right, so the next thing I need to do is cut a hole around this area, which is where the belt's going to sit. Now the biggest forcing bit I've got is 42mm. That's not big enough because if you bear in mind the diameter of the belt when it's rolled up is 65mm. So I have got a 51mm hole cutter, and so that is what I'm going to use. Right, so I don't know if you can see this, but what I've had to go and do is get another belt from upstairs, which is this one, and just roughly see how much more material I would need to remove to make them fit. And obviously this is because I don't have a hole saw big enough. So now I know this, what I'm going to do is remove the rest of this, mostly on the bandsaw. One belt holder completed. Gotta say, it looks pretty good, and I think the magnets at the front come in really handy for keeping the buckle down. And of course you can always alter the design yourself. It might look a bit too blocky for you, you might like a little bit more streamlined. So next I'm going to use this piece of maple and I'm going to make a fridge magnet, and it'll be for maybe some time coming up soon in the calendar year. And this time I'm using this size magnet, and the reason I've used a piece of wood which is quite thick is so I can use a forcing bit and it's not going to pierce through the front. And there's a very simple design for a fridge magnet. If you're an artist, you could probably do a better design. I'm happy with that. It's actually probably going to go on my bandsaw. Next, going to use some Douglas fir to make a little block figure, and of course it could be any size that you want them to be. So I think I'm going to start off with this little piece. So I'm just going to put a note on there, H for head. So head, body, arms, and I'll just cut that in half when I come to it. So now for the arms and legs, we need to work out the centre. Okay, so we have our components: the arms, the legs, the body, the feet, which I've got to cut out, and of course the head. But how am I going to put them all together? I've got this bit of rod, and it's about 4mm. So it should go nicely into these. Right, so how do I work out how much of that metal rod do I need to use? So my attempt at a robot figure thing, gotta say, could be better, but as long as you get the idea of what I was trying to achieve there, and instead of using the metal rods, you could just use little bits of dowel. I'm calling this my Flintstone style car, basically because it's a bit wonky. If I was going to make this and make a lot of them, what I would probably do is do the wheels on the lathe to get that perfect round shape, and then cut the pieces out, maybe it's on the bandsaw. Right, I hope this video has given you some fresh ideas of what you can do with scrap wood, and if you'd like to see more videos along the same line, there'll be a playlist at the end of the video of all my scrapwood videos. There's quite a few really. And until the next time, Gang Canyon Man.